DMX is one of the greatest rappers to ever touch the microphone. The star was born in 1970 and grew up in New York City suburbs for the majority of his childhood. He struggled with abuse and poverty in his younger years, leading him to make some bad choices along the way. Despite several run-ins with the law, DMX, born Earl Simmons, walked down a better path when he discovered hip-hop and rap. After finally being discovered in the 90s, his career skyrocketed, and he has since become a legend in the rap community. Unfortunately, like many stars, DMX has struggled with substance abuse and addiction for the majority of his life. The star has been in rehab many times, but earlier last week, a drug overdose put DMX in a coma. Be sure to watch this whole video to find out the latest details on the rapper's health condition and to learn how it could have been avoided. Career. DMX had a love for hip-hop at an early age when he discovered he was able to vocally beatbox. From there, he found his love for this style of music and even tried his hand at freestyle rapping. The star grew this skill for years to come until he was eventually signed to a record label in 1991 at age 31. Unfortunately for X, Rough House Labeling Company had an overwhelming amount of talent at the time, and the star was eventually released from his contract due to under-promotion. Though this was a huge blow to his up-and-coming career, DMX continued pushing for what he knew he could achieve. The star earned his second shot at fame when, 6 years later, in 1997, he was featured with the major record label Def Jam. X went on that year to perform on numerous music and talk shows, gathering much attention and hype. He released his debut full-length album titled It's Dark and Hell is Hot. The album was a smashing success and quickly shot to #1 on the charts. From this moment forward, X became one of the greatest rappers of all time. Every album released since has debuted at the #1 spot on the charts. X has performed around the world on numerous tours and has notably changed the rap industry forever. X has admittedly had his difficulties adapting to fame and has pulled some stunts that bought him bad press. DMX is frequently in the media for his odd behavior and mishaps with the law. He's been charged with small offenses here and there throughout his career, but has managed to keep his record relatively clean. Sadly, like many stars in the music industry, DMX has struggled with addiction for a long period of his life. Though the star has been checked into rehab several times, it seems the disease still has a hold on him. Battle with addiction. The star has remained transparent on his issues with substance abuse throughout the duration of his career. Though the star grew up in a toxic environment that potentially led to the usage of drugs, tabloids continue to mock the rapper's attempts to get clean. The road to recovery is hardly linear. Many users face relapse and despair multiple times before reaching true sobriety. Unfortunately, when you're a star, your personal struggles are easily exploited and used as headliners for magazines and tabloids. In 2016, DMX almost lost his life to an overdose. X was in a New York parking lot when he overdosed and collapsed. The rapper stopped breathing and had no pulse, but thankfully a nearby medic was able to rush to the star and deliver a dose of Narcan. The life-saving drug used to reverse opioid effects worked, and X recovered in a matter of days. After the incident, fans of the rapper had a better understanding of just how serious his addiction was. The road to recovery and getting clean was far from over. In recent years, the star has continued his battle with addiction, even having to cancel many highly anticipated shows. In 2017, X canceled a series of shows so he was able to focus on recovery and receive treatment in a rehab facility. At the time, his manager released a statement that the star needed time to heal so he could focus on himself, his family, and his future as an entertainer. In 2019, the superstar announced he would be doing a 20-year anniversary tour to celebrate his bountiful career. After just a few shows, the tour was canceled indefinitely due to the fact that DMX had relapsed and had checked himself into a rehab facility yet again. Fans were sad to see that the rapper was still struggling with addiction so heavily, but happy the star was continuing to take the right steps on the road to recovery. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to Trender if you haven't already, and stick around to hear more about DMX's recent tragedy. Recent tragedy. Earlier last week, it was reported that DMX suffered yet another relapse, this time potentially proving to be fatal. The star suffered a heart attack that was most likely triggered by drug overdose. Reporters say that X's life hangs in the balance while he fights in the hospital to stay alive. X is claimed to be in a vegetative state and in a deep coma. He's on life support and undergoing numerous tests to determine his brain activity level. Tragically, it's believed the star may be brain dead due to the fact he was deprived of oxygen for about 30 minutes while EMTs worked to revive him. The rapper remains on life support, and his family, while appreciative of the support, have asked for privacy. The children of the star have also asked for the cessation of false information about their father's condition, saying it's unproductive and harmful to the situation. DMX is famous for his plethora of children and many partners over the years. The rapper has 15 children who are waiting anxiously to say what could be their final goodbye. Due to the ongoing pandemic, the hospital he's located at is only allowing one guest at a time. This means that each of his individual children and family members will have to say their goodbyes in private. The family is working closely with the hospital to coordinate over 15 separate trips up to X's hospital room. Prevention. Master P, an icon in the industry and close friend of DMX, spoke out about the tragedy in a recent interview. Master P believes the overdose could have been prevented if there were better protections in place for famous hip-hop and rap stars. The friend of DMX finds it deeply troubling that tragedy has to strike before people voice their support and love for icons like DMX. Showing support only after devastation strikes appears as self-serving in many instances, claimed the rapper. It's no doubt the industry is in need of a massive overhaul to help prevent the deaths of many young and predominantly black artists. Master P claims there should be some sort of union for ex-rappers to help prevent them from falling back into the same fatal routines they lived before striking fame. X was introduced to hard drugs by a close friend at the age of just 14. In a podcast, he revealed his supposed friend at the time laced what they were smoking with crack. Since then, the rapper has dealt with addiction. X's battle with drugs has been publicized and criticized for many years in the papers. It appears the media have no issue writing about the struggles of celebrities, but have made no effort to assist in changing the culture surrounding substance abuse. Writing nasty headlines about the famous does nothing to address the problem millions are facing. Rather, it furthers the narrative that drug abuse is not a disease and is something you should be able to get under control. The lack of help DMX received along the way is a potential reason he's in critical condition today. Master P compared musicians to former NBA players. The former basketball players have the opportunity to still work on shows like SportsCenter after their career has ended, whereas rap musicians are forced to go back to the streets. In the wake of this accident, many are hoping for systematic change that will help get famous addicts the care and support they need to recover. DMX is one of the best artists of all time and has changed the rap game forever. As an icon in the music industry, it's sad to see he was unable to get the support he needed to make a full recovery. With many famous artists dying every year to similar causes, it raises questions about the integrity of the rap industry and their willingness to help bring about change. As sad as it is that DMX experienced a tragic overdose, many are hoping the event will shed light on the issue. When something like this could have been prevented, the question becomes, what is the industry going to do about it? Do you think there needs to be reform for the music industry? Or is DMX just the latest star to fall victim to drug abuse? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Trender for more. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.